Hey gorgeous, this is Stacy from Stacy Make Me Over, and today I am going to do my eye makeup. I've got my face done, I've got it contoured, I got my brows done, but I need a little eyeshadow and I'm gonna need a little mascara afterwards. I've got to tutor a student later on, so I need to look like a human being. So I'm going to be using our Moodstruck Beloved palette number 2. I actually bought this palette when I joined the business. It was what made me want to join the business. I love the packaging. It's actually beautiful. And I actually joined it because of this pink color here called Irreplaceable. I saw this pink color. I did not have this in my eyeshadow and I had to have it. So I joined the business and I purchased this eye palette right afterwards. I've had it for years. I love it. Still works great. And so I'm going to create a day look. You can also wear this look in the evening. So I'm going to start out with our deluxe brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of white and start with on my lid. Now, I have a couple tricks with eyeshadow. So one of the things with eyeshadow, it's really easy to remember. Two things: layer and blend. Okay, a lot of women struggle with using eyeshadow because a lot of women are scared because of the days of the 80s. So in the 80s we used to use like blue eyeshadow and we wouldn't blend it, and we would have like bright red lipstick, and in the 80s we did a lot of crazy looks with eye makeup. And so I think a lot of women are fearful about eyeshadow because they don't want to have that 80s look. And I totally understand that and I respect that. The only way that you don't get the 80s look is if you layer it and blend it. That's it. In order to get the look that you want and the color that you want to layer your eyeshadow and then blend it. I use this big fluffy brush that I get from Clinique. It's amazing. I've had it for years and I use it to blend. So when you put an eyeshadow color on your eyes, and if it's too dark and it seems too pigmented, just use a big fluffy brush like this one here and just blend it. It will tone down the color a lot. So now that I have my light doting white shade on, I'm gonna start doing the inner corners. So let me get the right brush. I gotta find the right brush. Aha. Nope, that's not the right brush. I have so many eyebrow brushes here. I need to find the right brush. Aha. So I'm going to use this brush. So this is an angled shadow brush. I never use this end. Try not to use this end of your eyeshadow brushes, especially the ones that come in those palettes that you buy at the store. The reason why is the product will stick to this and it'll just kind of retain in here because it's more like a sponge. I would use this to blend. But I never use this end. I'm going to use this angled end, and I'm going to go into my crease to open up my eye. I want to open up my eyes. I have protruding eyes, so I want to open it up. And I'm going to put some pink in here. And when you're doing your eye makeup, there's another thing I want to share with you. That when you're doing your eye makeup in your dominant hand, make sure you start in the opposite eye, because what happens is if you do your eye makeup on the right eye, if you're right-handed, and then you go to mimic it on the left hand, it's not going to come out the way you want it to. It's always going to be off because you're crossing your arm over your body, and now you're putting your hand in your face and you're trying to mimic what you did on this side because it came out so good. So the trick is whatever your dominant hand is, so if you're right-handed like me, start in the opposite eye first and then go back and do your dominant eye. This way you can match it. Now another thing that I do too is I will go monkey see, monkey do. And you're like, what? Monkey see, monkey do. So whatever I do on the left eye, I will automatically do on the right eye, so that way I know what steps I took. Because sometimes when you start layering eyeshadow, you might do 3 layers on the left eye and then you might forget, do I do 3 or 4 on the right eye? Or is it 2? So I always do monkey see, monkey do. So I did 1 on the left eye, 1 on the right. Now I'm going to use my brush. I'm just looking in my mirror. And I'm going to blend it with my big fluffy brush. And when I'm done here in a second, you'll see the result. And I'm blending it into the crease of my eye. So it's where the end of my lid right before my brow bone starts, is my crease. Now your crease might be higher or might be lower depending on the shape of your eyes. You might have almond eyes, you might have hooded eyes. Hooded eyes are going to be a little harder to do because your eyes are more like smaller. Smaller eyes, larger eyes are eyes. See the difference? See how much pigment and eyeshadow here versus here now that I've blended it? So that's the easy trick. So just go ahead and keep blending on the left eye. So you blend on the left eye. Now I'm going to keep blending on the right eye and soften it. You want to soften the color. Because if you don't soften the color, then you're going to have that crazy 80s look that you don't want. Now I'm going to darken it a little bit more, so I'm going to go back in and add a little color. Again, I'm going to put it on the left eye first. And I'm going to put it on the right eye. And I know many of you are like, oh, Stacy, you make it look so easy. It's really not rocket science. It's not that complicated. It's just layering and blending it. It's just having the patience to blend it. Close your eye a little bit. And then I'm just going to run my big fluffy brush in the crease again to blend the color. I still want to see the color, but I don't want it to be staring at me like, so don't do that. So just blend it. If you do not have a big fluffy brush, I would recommend that you get it. It is probably my favorite brush that I have when I do my eye makeup because it's really great for blending everything and softening. So now you can see the difference. Now you can still see the color compared to the right eye that I haven't blended yet. So now, I'm just going to keep blending it just a little bit. And if you're still not happy with it, just continue to blend it until it gets soft. You want like a soft gradient. So a gradient is something we teach in the design world. So a gradient is a transition of color, light to dark, dark to light, white to black, black to white. In this case, we're creating a light transition because we want the edges to feather out at the top as well as on the lid. And then I'm going to do the right eye and just blend, 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 blend. Don't be afraid to blend. Never be afraid to blend your eye makeup. If you put eye makeup on and you're not sure about it, blend it. That will tone down the intensity of the color. It will change the look that you've created, and you'll probably be a lot more happy of it. Don't take it all off and wash your face and have a breakdown. It's just makeup. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. Less is more too. You do not have to use pounds and pounds of makeup. There's somebody on YouTube, and she uses so much foundation. Her skin is gorgeous to begin with, and she uses so much foundation. It is insane. I'm like, girl, you do not need that much foundation for your skin. Sometimes less is more, and it's easier to do a little bit of makeup and then continue to add as you go on. So just blend. Okay. So now that that's blended. So now I'm going to use a little bit of this concealer because I'm going to do a cut crease. And I'm going to do wooed. I know, let me say that again. Wooed. I'm going to do wooed on my lid. I'm going to use our cream shadow brush. And I have this foundation. I have this concealer. Like a teeny bit of this goes a long way. This is a very light concealer. I'm just going to dabble it into the inner of my eye and on my lid. And follow the shape of my lid. Because you want something for the glitter eyeshadow to adhere to so it pops. So see the difference? No concealer, concealer, no concealer, concealer. Again, start with your opposite eye first and then do your eye. A teeny bit of concealer, like there's barely any concealer on here. And I'm going to lightly stipple it. Stippling is an art term that we use. We use it when we draw. We make dots. The closer the dots, the darker the value. The further the dots away, the larger the value. Voila. So now I've got concealer on my eyes. So now I'm actually going to take this brush. So this is a fluffy crease brush, and I'm actually going to use it on the lid to use the color Wood, this gorgeous pink color right here. And I'm just going to lightly I'm gonna lightly tap the color and stipple it on the lid. Now you can wear this makeup look day or night. It's completely up to you. So it's one of these versatile, this palette is very versatile because you can create a day look or a night look. And all I'm doing is stippling right on the eyelid where I used the concealer. That's it. Look at that. And then if you get a little bit up here, just blend it out, and then you can always go back in and use your brush. We'll use this one real quick. And soften it up just a little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to use this brush, which is our crease brush, in the corners, in the outer corners of my eye, and I'm going to use Wistful. So this is this color right here. Just take a little bit, and then make sure you can see the corner of your eye and slowly stipple. What we're doing is we're opening up our eye. So see how there's a little bit of darkness in the outer corner, and then it's brighter in the inner corner? That's what we're going for. So just do a little bit on each side. You don't need a lot. And that's it. And then if you want to use another brush and go back in and use Doting a little bit on the inner corner to continue to open up that eye, you can use a little bit of white, and that'll brighten up the eye color. And you want to follow the shape of your eye, and you also want to follow the color that you've done. And that's it. And so now my eyes look more open because of that. Super, super easy look. Now you can go ahead and add eyeliner if you want, and mascara, or you can add mascara, or you can add magnetic or falsy lashes. If you have more questions about this gorgeous palette or want to order it, go to my website, stacymakemeover.com, and message me and say, hey Stacy, I want the Moodstruck Beloved palette number 2, that pink eyeshadow palette that you used on your skin. I would love to get a copy of that. How can I order it? Just message me and I will help you with that. If you have any other questions, you can also message me on my website, stacymakemeover.com. Other than that, gorgeous, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a great day. Bye.